everyone, and welcome to our Instagram Live. I'm very excited to see you joining us, whether live or watching the recording. Today, we'll talk about stress and specifically how it can affect your work-life balance, or as I say, your life-work balance, because stress is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's how you respond to it. So it affects you, your personal life, before affecting your work. In the meantime, let us know where you are watching from. And while we wait for more people to join us, I will introduce myself. My name is Sabrina Cadini. I'm a holistic precision life coach helping busy professionals live and work better by prioritizing themselves with customized lifestyle changes. And I'm director of coaching here at Mana, helping users take control of time, which is the most powerful and valuable resource we have in the world. If you're not a Mana user yet, we would love for you to try it. Our time tracking app uses machine learning technology to predict future behavior and integrations with a variety of applications to drive peak performance in individuals, teams, and companies. Mana allows you to track how you spend all of your time, create goals, see their progress, and stay motivated along the way together with one-on-one coaching. And that's not all. The app also encourages self-awareness with reflection and journaling so that you can learn how to maximize your performance and most of all avoid burnout. If you'd like to check it out, go to mana.ai/download. You will find this link in our bio to install it on your phone and on your computer, and then schedule a session with our coaches to learn more about our tools and feature. I will also show you a quick tutorial in the app in a few minutes, so keep watching. All right, so let's dive into our topic for today's broadcast, which was inspired by Stress Awareness Month, which is observed in April. And since stress is part of our daily life, why not talk about it and see how we can be less affected from it in our day-to-day operations? Now think about it for a second. How many times do you feel stressed or anxious in a day? Maybe more than once. Or maybe you don't remember feeling stressed or anxious at all. And this can happen because even though we can all agree that stress is very, if not too familiar in our modern society, we don't even pay attention to those situations. They happen so often that they become part of our normal everyday life. We simply adjust to live in that way. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, stress isn't necessarily a bad thing. Stress is simply our body's natural physical reaction to a change, whether depending on a circumstance or in the environment. Basically, our brain decides that a response to a certain threat is required for our protection and survival, whether it's a thought, family issues, a demanding boss, information overload, being unable to pay bills, even certain foods or changes in temperatures, or simply not having enough time for our to-dos. Stress in some instances can actually be a positive thing for us. I don't know if you ever thought about it, right? You usually think about stress as the bad guy, but stress motivates us to move into action. It can help with problem solving and productivity. Our body can use stress to enhance performance and to adapt and strengthen our abilities. When we exercise, for instance, that stress we put in our muscles prompts them to grow. So again, stress is not bad as long as it's short term and we can give our body time to recover for progressive adaptation. Otherwise, it can harm us physically, mentally, and emotionally if we don't address it and we can't manage it. Unfortunately, in the workplace, stress is, I would say, almost impossible to avoid, but it's a big enemy for us and for our productivity and performance. Not to mention that prolonged stress can become burnout. And this brings a whole set of physical and mental issues that you want to avoid. High levels of stress at work force a repeated activation of the fight or flight response that can disrupt several systems in your body and increase susceptibility to disease. Not only that, work stress and burnout can harm companies and organizations, reducing job productivity, increasing absenteeism and job turnover, and in some cases leading to conflict between co-workers, causing stress to spread within the workplace. So if you notice any of these consequences, it's time to reevaluate the way you work and the way you live. So it's imperative to learn how stress works and to identify the causes so that you can make adjustments and changes wherever possible, learning to find a healthy balance to prevent burnout and live a productive and happy life. So why not start today, this month, celebrating Stress Awareness Month, to recognize your stressors and learn how to respond with more awareness without reacting impulsively and being stuck in that fight or flight response. So today I will share some simple tips that you can implement right away and hopefully see some stress relief. The most important thing is that you should be consistent with them so that you can give your body what it really needs to work seamlessly and to support you. So tip number 1, put yourself first. This is how you set the foundation. Managing stress is really about taking care of yourself. Very often we put ourselves at the end of our list, and this only exacerbates stress and frustration. You can't take care of others or lead them if you don't take care of yourself first. Focus on a healthy diet with nutrient-rich foods that provide the right fuel and energy to keep you focused and productive. Drink your water, I have mine here, to maintain optimal brain function. Stay active to increase blood flow, delivering oxygen and important nutrients all over your body for maximum energy and cognitive performance, and also to lower your cortisol levels. And that means less stress. Also sleep at least 7-8 hours every night to repair cells and consolidate your memory, and connect with family, friends, and colleagues to foster social connections that are extremely important to reduce stress and anxiety levels. Tip number 2 is shift your mindset. Stop listening to your inner critic and avoid negative influences as much as possible. Instead, focus on a positive outlook to allow for growth and expansion. Use positive self-talk. When you're self-critical, that automatically activates the stress response. On the other hand, if you give yourself praise and support, it helps reduce stress. And even if things don't go as well as planned or they don't go your way, you're doing the best you can. So acknowledge that. And get into the habit of looking for a positive aspect in every situation. Learn to see everything that comes your way as an opportunity to grow, to become a better version of yourself. Remember, positivity is a choice. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. And tip number 3, set clear boundaries between life and work. Busy schedules may make you feel accomplished and on top of your to-dos, but your body and brain need breaks. You may have deadlines, but your well-being is more important. So what to do? Switch off at the end of the day and live your life. Set your working hours and don't work after hours, even if your home office is right across from your kitchen if you work from home. It's very tempting to work after dinner, but you have to dedicate time to yourself and to your family. Our app Mana can help you stay in control of your time and become more aware of it by tracking everything you do in a very simple way. And I have my iPad today, so I can show you how you can do it, as I said, very easily in the app. So this is the home page of Mana, and if you're using the app, this looks very familiar to you, right? And if you go to the track page, you might see something like this. These are different time slots with different options. So here you can see the machine learning technology in action, where the app is basically suggesting activities to me. And since I've been using the app for, I would say, more than 2.5 years now, the app knows me very well, I have to say. And so when I have to track what I do, very often the first suggestions are what I usually do every single day. I'm also very consistent with my habits, but again, the app knows me very well. So again, as you can see, I tracked some part of my day with sleep until 7, and then I meditated. I did my workout, I prepped for the day, I had breakfast, and then when I go down the list, I will just choose from the suggestions of the app, or I will click on the times and I will select the elements that I want to track and the start and end time. It's very easy, and you just go down slot by slot. You can decide whether you want to track every 30 minutes or maybe activities of 5 minutes to be a little more specific, especially for work, if you want to track specific tasks or projects that you work on. And you can create as many elements or activities as you'd like in the app. So the app is completely customizable. You can really track anything that you like. And then after a while, when you have, a good amount of data to collect and reflect upon, you will get to the reflection page, which will show you something like this. This shows you different categories or pillars that we have. And when you expand on those, for instance, if I expand on health, you will see different categories for the block. And if I expand on those, I will have all the different elements that I've been tracking last week, last month, last quarter, last year, etc. So as you can see, it can be very detailed, and it shows me how much time, how many hours I spent on each. And I can choose the interval. As I said, I can use the weekly view, but I can also decide to do every day, every month, every quarter. And it's very cool because, for instance, if we do this at the end of every year, you will see a lot of numbers, a lot of hours. For instance, I spent 2,744 hours sleeping in 2022. Guys, this is a lot, right? But we know that sleep is essential, and it helps you become a better you when you are awake, right? So it was, I would say, a good investment for my health and my cognitive performance and my productivity in life and at work, right? So again, such a fantastic app, and I really hope you'll be able to test it and try it. Let me know if you have any questions regarding the topic for today, which is inspired by Stress Awareness Month, or about our app, Mana. Of course, as always, I am here to help. I will wait for a few seconds while you type your questions in the comment box. In the meantime, make sure that you follow us at Mana Hours on Instagram, on Twitter, and at mana.ai on LinkedIn. We are also on YouTube, and you can also watch the entire library of our live broadcasts if you missed some of them. If you'd like to try our app, go to mana.ai/download. You'll find the link in our bio to install it on your phone and on your computer, and then schedule an onboarding session with our coaches to take full advantage of our tools. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and I hope you'll be able to implement the tips that I shared today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in a few weeks with another live broadcast. Let us know if there are any topics that you would like us to talk about. Thank you again. See you soon.